How women greet a man they secretly like. What I'm going to share with you today might completely change the way you see attraction, especially after 60. Because let's be honest, at this stage in life, it's not always easy to tell whether someone is genuinely drawn to you or simply being kind and polite. One of the most fascinating yet overlooked areas is how women greet men they're drawn to. You might think a greeting is just a simple hello, but the truth is, it often says much more than words ever could. The way she looks at him, the tone in her voice, even the small gestures she makes, they all reveal how she truly feels. If you can learn to read these hidden signals, you'll never be left guessing whether she sees you as just a friend or something more. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon again. In this video, we'll explore 5 ways women over 60 greet a man they're secretly attracted to, and how those gestures reveal warmth, excitement, and emotional depth. Before we get started, take a moment to like this video and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more insights about love, attraction, and connection after 60. Let's uncover these subtle ways women over 60 greet a man they secretly like and the emotional truths hidden behind them. Number 1. Her eyes light up the moment she sees him. One of the first and most revealing signs that a woman secretly likes a man is the way her eyes respond the instant she sees him. It's something she can't quite control. A natural spark that happens before she even says a word. When she spots him across the room, her whole expression changes. Her eyes brighten, her posture lifts, and there's a subtle warmth that spreads across her face. This isn't the polite smile she gives everyone. It's softer, more alive, and it carries emotion. Psychologists say that the eyes are often the window to emotion. And for women over 60, this truth becomes even more powerful because they've learned how to express affection in subtle, meaningful ways. After 60, attraction isn't just about physical chemistry, it's about emotional recognition. When a woman lights up upon seeing a man, it's her way of saying, "I'm happy you're here. You make my day better." She might not say it outright, but her eyes already have. And this glow doesn't fade quickly. It lingers, quietly illuminating everything she does. Even as she begins to talk, you can still sense it in her tone, softer, warmer, and more melodic than usual. There's a lightness in her laughter, a spark of joy that feels genuine rather than polite. It's as if every word, every glance, every movement carries a subtle current of affection. When she listens to him, she does so with her whole presence. Her attention doesn't drift. She's fully tuned in, responding not just to what he says, but to how he says it. She mirrors his expressions, laughs when he laughs, and holds his gaze just a moment longer than necessary. These are quiet signals of emotional engagement, of a connection she might not yet dare to express openly. And speaking of connection, we'll explore the tone of her voice and how it changes when she greets him. Number 2. The warmth in her voice. How tone reveals hidden emotion. Sometimes, it's not her words that give her away. It's her voice. The subtle warmth, the softness, the gentle change in tone the moment she greets him, all of it speaks volumes. She may only say a simple, "hello," but in that sound, there's affection, admiration, and a hint of joy that she can't quite hide. It's not something she plans, it simply happens. Her tone becomes gentler, her pace slows just slightly, and there's a musical quality in the way she says his name, as if the sound itself carries affection. After 60, women often communicate with emotional nuance rather than grand gestures. Her voice becomes a bridge, a way of expressing what she feels without saying it outright. That first hello might sound ordinary to others, but to him, it carries something special: comfort, admiration, even a quiet excitement that says, "I'm happy you're here." And it's not just what she says, it's how she says it. The tone may carry a little playfulness, a slight laugh between words, or a softness that seems to linger in the air. It's the kind of greeting that makes him feel not just acknowledged, but truly seen. Psychologists call this the emotional resonance effect, when genuine affection subtly alters our voice, making it warmer, rounder, and more inviting. It's a sound we recognize instinctively because it feels safe, familiar, and filled with heart. For women who secretly like a man, that tone of voice isn't something they can fake. It comes naturally from a place of emotional openness, a quiet joy that lights up her words and leaves an impression long after the conversation begins. Have you ever noticed how someone's voice changes when they talk to someone they care about? Share your thoughts in the comments. It's one of those subtle signs that says far more than words. Just as her voice reveals emotion, her body language tells its own story. The next sign is written not in words, but in the way she moves when she greets him. Number 3, her body language softens, the unspoken greeting of affection. Long before words are exchanged, her body speaks, and it rarely lies. When a woman secretly likes a man, her entire posture changes the moment she sees him. There's a softness that comes over her shoulders, relax, movements slow, and her stance subtly opens up. It's as if her body instinctively moves into a state of comfort and receptivity. She may lean in slightly when greeting him, closing the physical distance without even realizing it. Her gestures become more fluid, her facial expressions more animated. Even something as simple as the way she adjusts her hair or touches her necklace while talking can be a subconscious way of drawing attention and creating connection. After 60, body language becomes even more genuine. With age comes authenticity. There's no need for pretense or performance, so when she's drawn to someone, those cues are often quieter but far more sincere. A light touch on the arm, a playful tap on the shoulder, or simply standing a bit closer than usual. Each of these movements reveals warmth and affection. My friend Margaret, 67, when she walks into her weekly art class, she always spots David before anyone else. The moment their eyes meet, her posture changes, her shoulders drop, and a warm smile softens her whole face. As she greets him, she leans in just slightly, brushing a bit of paint from her sleeve while laughing at something he says. Her gestures are gentle, unhurried, full of ease. Everyone else might see a simple hello, but those small, unspoken movements say something deeper. She's happy just to be near him. It's a beautiful thing to witness, not flirtatious in the youthful sense, but deeply human, graceful and real. Her body, without words, is saying, "I feel comfortable with you. I enjoy being near you." While body language speaks volumes, her next gesture might be even more revealing. Number 4, she remembers the little things. Attention as affection. When a woman secretly likes a man, one of the clearest signs isn't in what she says when she greets him, it's in what she remembers. Her affection shows through her attention to detail. She might ask, "How did your grandson's recital go?" Or, "Did your shoulder feel better after that walk we talked about?" It's not small talk. It's care disguised as conversation. After 60, women express affection through thoughtful awareness. They've learned that love isn't always in grand gestures, but in the quiet act of remembering. When she greets him, those small details show that she's been listening, that he matters enough for her to hold onto his words long after the last conversation ended. This kind of attentiveness creates warmth and trust, It makes him feel seen and valued, not just as a man, but as a person with stories, struggles, and joys. And that's often the moment he realizes her affection runs deeper than friendship. This is also called empathic memory, the emotional connection that forms when we remember what matters to someone else. It's not about recalling every word or detail perfectly. It's about remembering with the heart, not just the mind. It shows genuine care that she listens, pays attention, and values the moments they share enough to hold on to them. When a woman remembers the small things, her greeting becomes more than a polite exchange. It becomes a reflection of her affection. It's a quiet way of saying, "I see you. I think about you, even when you're not here." There's sincerity in her tone, gentleness in her eyes, and warmth in her smile that makes him feel emotionally recognized. Has someone ever remembered a small detail about you that made you feel truly seen? Share it in the comments below. Sometimes it's those tiny moments that mean the most. Because her final sign goes even further, it's found in how she makes physical contact, small gestures that carry comfort, affection, and meaning beyond words. Number 5. The subtle touch, physical connection without words. Sometimes, the most powerful messages are the ones never spoken, and touch is one of them. When a woman secretly likes a man, her body naturally seeks small, meaningful ways to connect. It might be a light touch on his forearm as she laughs, a gentle squeeze on his hand when saying goodbye, or even a brief pat on his shoulder as she passes by. These gestures seem casual, but emotionally, they carry deep significance. After 60, touch becomes less about passion and more about presence, a way of saying, "I feel close to you." For women, it's an instinctive expression of warmth and affection. It's subtle, respectful, and never forced. But for the man who's paying attention, that fleeting moment of contact can say more than an entire conversation. For a woman who likes someone, these little gestures are never random. They're intentional in their sincerity. A soft touch on the arm, a light graze of fingers when handing him something, or even brushing an invisible lint off his jacket, each is a quiet invitation for closeness. They're her way of saying, "I feel safe with you. I enjoy being near you." At this stage in life, affection isn't about impulsive gestures or bold displays. It's about connection through comfort. Touch becomes a language of trust, one that doesn't need to be explained or justified. It's the body's natural way of communicating warmth, familiarity, and emotional openness. What makes this even more beautiful is the tenderness behind it. She's not reaching out to demand attention. She's simply expressing emotion through warmth. The gesture might last only a second, but it lingers in his memory, in his heart, and in the space between them. And together, these 5 subtle signs, from the way her eyes light up to the softness of her touch, form a beautiful language of quiet affection that's especially powerful in love. After 60. Love after 60 has its own quiet magic. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic declarations. It's about subtle connection, expressed through tone, body language, memory, and touch. When a woman likes a man at this stage of life, her feelings don't shout, they whisper. They live in the way her eyes light up, the warmth of her voice, the softness of her body language, the small details she remembers, and the tenderness of a fleeting touch. These signs may seem delicate, but they carry immense emotional weight. They reveal comfort, admiration, and a deep appreciation for shared presence, the kind of affection that grows richer with time and experience. At 60 and beyond, love is no longer about the chase. It's about recognition, 2 souls quietly finding warmth in each other's company. As Carl Jung once said, the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. That's exactly what happens when two people connect, even in the smallest gestures. Both hearts are changed. So, if you notice these subtle signs, don't overlook them. They might be her way of saying what words can't. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like it. Share it with someone who believes in love that lasts through every stage of life. And subscribe for more heartfelt insights about connection, attraction, and the beauty of love after 60. This is Vernon. Thanks for watching. And remember, love doesn't fade with age. It simply becomes quieter, deeper, and infinitely more real.